Hello, everyone. This is Mohammad Akif with Akif CPA. And then today we'll be talking about how to catch up, multi-year bookkeeping. Meaning that you are behind multiple years. Nothing has been done. How do you bring it up to date? What steps you need to take? What is required? What documentation you need to gather? And how can you do this, right? So this is for small businesses, medium businesses. This video is specifically for them to help you gather information, to help you understand how this can be done when you are behind multiple years. And then this could be because of a good reason or a bad reason. Does not matter. What matters is that you need to put this together for you, and then you need to file taxes. There's a lot of things happening with this. I love doing this for our clients whenever they come to us. Messy books, books that they are just just out of order, out of whack, things being put in here and there. I love cleaning them up. I love the idea of catch up. This is one of our fortes, and we have great team that can help you get up to date, make sure that you do it right, do it in timely manner, and get you on your way. This is the one of the main things when it comes to running a small business or a medium business, right? You should be able to do accounting, bookkeeping on time, in a timely fashion, and then accurately. It's just not about doing it on time. It's also being about being accurate, and make sure you're able to capture all the data within the accounting, within the documentation, and outside of accounting, outside of the books, because there are instances where you have cash going on, right? Or you're buying stuff in a different way, where is it not captured on your statements, on your bank statements, your credit card statements, your loan statements. So you name it, right? So we can do this for you. We have been doing it for many, many years. We have helped hundreds of clients, and the list goes on and on. Many different industries. We can help you with the catch up of bookkeeping, help you with the cleanup if you've already done so of the bookkeeping, and then of course get you up to date with your taxes. These are small business items, and then we can help you. So without any ado, let's get this started. Again, if you have any questions, shoot us an email, info@akifcpa.com, info@akifcpa.com, and we'll be able to help you with any matter related to bookkeeping, which could include cleanup, which could include catch up, can include 1 year, can include multiple years, and then we can also review your QuickBooks too if you want us to do that. That's something we can help you. And then so let's get this started. I'm going to share my screen, and so we'll walk you through what needs to be done. Okay, we'll walk you through what needs to be done. So let's do the entire screen. All right, again, so let's get this started. All right, how to catch up multiple years of bookkeeping. This is when you are behind. You need to get this up to date. How do we get this up to date, right? This is separate from cleanup. Cleanup is more of, okay, I have done this. I don't know if it's correct or not. I cannot tell if this is correct or not. I need a professional eyes on this. And then so that's where the cleanup comes in, right? This is not catch up. So catch up is something where we're starting brand new. We're entering information. Cleanup is something that has been entered already, but needs a professional help. Needs somebody with a lot of experience to get this right for you. So let's get this started. So how to catch up multiple years of bookkeeping, right? So of course we want to start. So this is how we'll be talking about this. We want to talk about number one. We'll be talking about what are the benefits of timely and accurate bookkeeping. I do want to point this out because it is important. It is important because for you to understand as a small business person, as a medium business person, that how important it is, and then what are the benefits. If you can understand this, I can guarantee you'll be on top of your game. It's not about just making the money. It's also about keeping the most money, right? And then there's only one way to do this. Number two will be, of course, how long does it take to complete it? And number three, we will be walking through a step-by-step guide, how to catch up bookkeeping. Step-by-step guide to catch up bookkeeping. All right, so let's get started. So number one, what are the benefits of timely and accurate bookkeeping? So timely bookkeeping saves taxes. This is how we see this, and this is how any professional will see this. And then I'll tell you why, right? So I have a whole uh, information broken down for you. How timely and accurate bookkeeping helps you save taxes. Timely and accurate bookkeeping, first of all, delivers you the financial data. It tells you where does the company stands. It tells you the history of the company. It tells you where the company is going in terms of number. It's a comparison. You can drive ratios. You can drive differences. You can drive analytics on this. You can do so much now and of course with the AI, this is even more robust. So what timely bookkeeping and accurate bookkeeping gives us? It gives us the financial data. It gives us a summary. It gives us a comparison. It gives us historical data. It gives us projections. It gives us so much information that you can use to help your business. And then what it does, it gives us a snapshot from the history to the current, from the current to the projection, and that helps us do tax planning. Once we have the data, we can do tax planning, and this is where the savings comes in. If you don't know what the profit is going to be, how can you do tax planning? The timely tax planning. So you need to know where the company is heading. You need to know what is going on in the company. You need to know where do you stand in terms of cash. There's so many things that you need to know to make good decisions, not only about operations, but also about financial, right? This is when we say financial, is also about taxes. And then if you don't have the financial data, you cannot do tax planning. That means you cannot do tax savings. You cannot have tax savings. You'll be always playing catch up. And we don't want this. We want financial data on time for you to do planning so we can save taxes. So timely bookkeeping really saves taxes because it gives you the information that you need to have for you to make good, sound financial decisions to help you save taxes. Again, timely bookkeeping saves taxes. All right. So what are the other benefits? Of course, tax compliance. When we are doing bookkeeping on time, of course, we have data on time. That means we can file taxes on time. This is very important, right? I mean, we are also not only keeping up with the filings, we are ahead of it. And when you are ahead of those filings, of course, you can do a lot more. You have more time. There's less stress. Number one, because running a small business is not easy, right? You want as less stress as possible. And then so when you are ahead of your game, when you're on top of your game, you will be less stressed. If you are behind on your game, if you're behind on everything, then you will be more stressed. And this is the reason the more money will come out of your pocket. You'll be making money. Don't get me wrong. You'll be making money, but you'll be keeping less of it. So tax compliance is one of those things. And then of course, when you are growing as a small business, you need cash. You might need lending. And then when you're doing timely bookkeeping, accurately bookkeeping, you will have the information to go to the banks and ask for loans. Go to lending institution and ask for loans. And what they're going to ask you, the same thing. I need your taxes. I need your profit and loss. I need your balance sheet. I need your cash flow from this time to this time, from this year to this year. You cannot, this is not magic. You cannot make it happen in 1 day or 2 days. But the only way you can make it happen is if you've been doing and investing in your bookkeeping, making sure it's updated on timely basis, make sure it's accurate on timely basis, and make sure everything's in there, and then so when for it you can get it. So this is one of the most important things, right? We gotta make sure that our bookkeeping is timely and accurate. So how long does it take to complete? It really depends upon how many years you're looking at, how many accounts you have, how many bank accounts, credit cards, loans, and then the number of transactions that you're running. And not everybody's going to be in the same boat. In some cases, It could take a couple months. In some cases, it could take more months. In some cases, it's less than a month. Really depend upon your situation. So it's hard to tell. Of course, we work with many different types of clients, many different industries. If you come to us, we can tell you once we look at your data, hey, this is how long this is going to take. But again, there's no one one scale for us to measure. Hey, this is what it should be. Yes, we can get an idea, but it really depends upon your how the records are looking, where we can get it. Is it incomplete, complete, and of course, how much information you give us. So again, how long does it take to complete? Depends. So let's move into step-by-step guide to catch-up bookkeeping. So now let's get into the main part of this presentation, main part of this video. What is the step-by-step guide to catch-up bookkeeping? All right, so let's go. So catching up multiple years of bookkeeping, of course, I do want to warn you, you need to be organized. You need to prioritize tasks, and you need to be patient. Because sometimes things will be delayed. Sometimes you won't get proper bank statements, or you won't get the full bank statements. It could be that some things are missing. So again, it is when we're talking about multiple years, that means multiple complications. That means multiple issues, right? So you have to be organized, you have to prioritize tasks, and be patient when you're going through this process. So this is the warning that I'm laying out there. And then there's another warning I do want. If you feel that you cannot do this, talk to a professional. If it's multiple years, talk to a professional, because you don't want to put this together and file with the IRS, and the next thing you know, the IRS is asking you where the numbers are coming from, and then there you have no idea how did you do it. We cannot even remember what we did 3 months ago. Then how can you remember what you did many years ago? So you want to make sure that you are able to back up what you are submitting to the IRS, because in case of an audit, that backup will be the most handy item that you will ever need. All right. I don't want you to be stressed. We don't want you to be stressed and have sleepless nights just because you want to put this together on paper and submit it to the IRS. No. You want to do it right the first time. You want to do it right the first time. And then do it in a manner where, in case if there's an audit, we'll be able to pass it without any problems, right? So again, if it's multiple years and it's too out of your realm, you think you cannot do it, get a professional. That's my number one recommendation. Now we are out of the way. So before again, so now we're getting to the weeds of the things. Before we do really get into the detail, I want you to implement a system. I want you to understand this is not a one-time thing, right? When we're doing catch-up for multiple years, it is not a one-time thing, because we don't want to be in the same position a couple of years down the road. So what you want to do first before you start doing this is to implement a system for ongoing bookkeeping. You got to make sure that doesn't happen again. Implement systems for ongoing bookkeeping. What's number one? Choose a bookkeeping software or an app. Make sure you select the right one. Nowadays, our firm is using Xero, but you can decide whoever you want to decide. Whatever makes sense for you. Every software is going to have its up and downs, right? Every software might not give you the best option. Might not be this, in terms of money too, right? It might be costly or less costly. Everyone is different. We work with all different kinds of softwares. Get the one that works for you, which you can understand and you can use. Right? Don't get what they're selling you. Understand what you need and get it from there on. Number one. Number two is to set up a regular schedule. I want you to set up a schedule. They say, I will update my books every month or every other month or every quarter, 3 months. Make sure you follow that schedule. It is important. Once you do the catch-up, you need to keep on doing it. You don't want to be in the same situation 4 years, 3 years, 2 years down the road. You want to make sure that you can do it on a regular basis. And number three is to automate some tasks. Of course, this is invoicing, collection, you name it, paying. There are a lot of things that you can do within the software the accounting software that you might be using. So before you get into the actual catch up, make sure you have a plan once you catch up how you're going to continue moving forward, right? So choose a bookkeeping software, set up a regular schedule to update, and then automate tasks. These are the important points I wanted to point out, because a lot of people forget this. All they want to do is just catch up and then forget about it. No, once we do the catch up, we don't want this happening again. All right, so how do we start? How do we start when we have multiple years? How do we start when we have multiple? Where do we start? What do we start doing? So number one is to get the tax documents. You want to go to the source. You want to make sure that you know what has been reported on you or on your business. So how do we do this? You go to your IRS account, get a transcript. Get the forms. Maybe somebody has reported a 1099 on you, a 1099K on you, on your business, or on you. We want to know what what numbers have been reported. That is the most important thing, because we want to know what the IRS has. Don't do it blindly. Get the tax documents, get the forms, the yearly forms that are filed with the IRS.